I've never been to Comic-Con before, so I'd never, got a chance to see it, and I didn't want to like come here without, going on the actual floor and seeing it, man. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was, it's the outfits, the effort people go to, but like not just the effort, the brilliance of what people wear. And I mean, there was a 9-year-old girl who, maybe not even 9, maybe younger than that, who was dressed as Wonder Woman, but also had a zombie makeup that was like film quality. That was just, I was like, how have you done that? Did you do that? Did someone do that for you?
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So your first Comic-Con, I mean, it's got to be exciting, especially with a film like Horns, which is totally different than anything we've seen you in. Can you talk a little bit about the appeal of the project for you?
Sure. I mean, I like films that take something that that everyone can kind of relate to, and in this case, the idea of being forced into a position of being an outsider and being, kind of ostracized by your community and dealing with loss. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, but it just tackles it in a really crazy, wild way. My character, Ig, wakes up after a night of drinking, having been ostracized by the whole community because they think he killed his girlfriend. And after a night of sort of debauchery, he wakes up with first just little baby horns kind of growing out of his head. And over the next, I guess, 3-4 days, he has to, he tries to work out who, in fact, killed his girlfriend and get revenge on them, and why the hell he is suddenly turning into the devil despite having done nothing wrong.
Right, and it's such a weird movie in a good way in terms of tone. Like the tone is like dark comedy, tragedy, thriller.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like that's, life doesn't fit into a genre. It changes one thing, and I feel like that's the thing that's exciting when you watch a film, where it does things you didn't know were going to happen. It's unpredictable, and also that's being true to the book. The book is very funny. It's really witty. It's got this beautiful love story in it, and it's also got amazing kind of horror and fantasy elements. And I feel like some directors might have seen that and gone, well, for the sake of ease, we'll just make it a horror, or we'll just make it funny. And Alex didn't shy away from them, and he just effortlessly and fearlessly just combines all those tones with such glee that I really feel it's infectious when you watch a movie.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about wearing the horns themselves?
Yeah, they were. I mean, they only took like 20 minutes a day to put on. They were very easy. Mike Fields and Mike McCarthy, who make them, who created them and put them on, they're artists, and they made my life just amazing in terms of, prosthetic work. Into the full body thing I have on at the end. That could have been horrible, and it wasn't. They made it so easy for me, and I was in. I think it was like I was in and out of changes in makeup for like 14 hours over 2 days, just filming this one particular scene where I'm in the full body. And so it's not a long time, but like it's obviously quite intense and focused in that time. But it's like, I owe them a lot, because they obviously did beautiful work, but they also allowed me to not hate my life at the same time, because prosthetics can be a little draining.
Sure, yeah. Was there a sequence that was especially challenging, I guess, to get to at an emotional level? Because you get, there's a lot of intense scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main challenge throughout the movie was the fact that we're dealing with very heightened circumstances and very, the things we're talking about in terms of the horns are kind of crazy, but you have to sort of undercut that by playing it as real as you can, but like while also doing justice to the heightened reality that you're in. It was a challenge, and I hope that I've met it. In terms of emotionally, what were the hardest things? I mean, the last scene. Actually, you know what it is? The scene in the diner with Juno. We filmed that for like 2 days, and I remember getting to the end of the first day and thinking, oh cool, we've probably only got like one shot left on this, so we'll get that tomorrow and then we'll be all good. And we got back tomorrow and we realized that because it's a 5-page scene of dialogue, Alex was covering it from both sides of the line, and so we did all the reverses on the other side and 3 sizes on it, and it was, we filmed it for 2 days, and you're filming a breakup scene for 2 days. I just, thank God I had Juno Temple there to film it with, because she's, you couldn't ask for someone better to do that kind of scene with.
We were talking to Joe Hill earlier, and he seemed super happy with the final product, but that scene he mentioned, he was so thrilled with it.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's an important scene in the book, and it takes place before any of the crazy stuff happens. It exists in sort of almost in another world, and so it was, and also it's a scene that we come back to many times from different points of view. So it's a really important scene, and I'm glad. Yeah, and also the arc of the scene is so huge, because I go in there expecting to propose and marry her, and then what happens in the scene happens, and we break up. But it's so to go from one place to the other was really challenging. But yeah, as I said, I'm just very grateful for Juno and indeed Alex.